Initially, you are quite scared when you have your first class and the children come in from the playground and they're your class in front of you. It's quite a daunting prospect.
I can remember my first class very vividly, how worried I was at first, and I learned an awful lot from my peers.
After a while, you sort of find your feet and you find out what works for your children and what doesn't work with your children. I also gave the class a class name. I said, what do you think a good name would be for you? You as a group, and we came up with quite a few different names. We put them on the board, had them there for about a couple of days or so to let the children look at them and decide which one they thought would be the best suited to the class. And then on the third day, we had a vote on it and chose the Cool Kids. So it was called the Cool Kids, and we put a big banner up saying the Cool Kids, and the kids knew that was their name, and that gave them sort of like it brought them together more.
Children knowing that they're respected and not just having that said as a word, well, I respect you, but actually demonstrated, them being taken seriously and listened to seriously, and their issues and problems dealt with as seriously and as constructively as possible.
Praise is a wonderful way to start, going in and saying, right, let's see you sitting beautifully. Well done, aren't you sitting beautifully? Instead of going in and saying, who's chattering, who's doing that? You know, the children do want to hear their name in a positive way. So if you say, oh, wonderful, Alex, you're sitting beautifully, the rest of them rise to the occasion and want to have their name said in that positive way as well.
Praise is a very powerful tool. You can actually see the children growing if you praise something that they've done. And with the children I work with, it's not usually academically that I have things to praise them for. It's usually their behaviour, just being able to sit still for 2 minutes. And if you acknowledge that and that you have noticed and you praise them, then that goes a long way to improving their behaviour.
Body language is a very useful tool. I found you can use your voice far too much, and you certainly can use a loud voice far too much. So I would prefer children to know what the explicit rules in the class are, and then if they've just chosen not to do it, then I would use eye contact, and I would hope that by looking at me that they would think, yeah, I've stepped out of line, I shouldn't be doing that, I should stop. If they're all mingling around, I will ask them to stop, look at me, and to dangle their fingers in the air. And what I do now as an experienced teacher is look around for those children that are doing it and give them a wink, keep eye contact with them. If anybody is not doing that, I will look at them until they've got eye contact, and there'll be an expectation that they know what to do and should be doing it, and why aren't they doing it.
If the class are all working in a voice slightly louder than usual, it's pencils down, eyes on me. And those people who haven't heard or weren't paying attention will be nudged by their friends. And within about 10 seconds, everybody will have pencils down looking at me. And the child who's not in the corner, because there's always somebody who doesn't, if you look at that child, everybody will look at the child, and the child will suddenly realise and put the pencil down and look at you, and that's all it seems to take.